In our recent video discussing the inconsistencies of disc manufacturing, we came across something that was a bit unusual and honestly quite frustrating. It was very obvious that the 2022 T-Bird flew and felt a lot different than the previous years. And more specifically, we're talking about the plastic. Innova must have changed the plastic to be more grippy and flexible at the cost of stability. Although we only had the T-Bird and the Star plastic to compare, it got us wondering how widespread is this change in plastic for all of their discs. So to solve this, what we did is we took a bunch of our older molds and plastics from previous years and we took them to the store True North Disc Golf so that we could compare them to what's currently being offered on the shelves. We knew that if there was any store with the most up-to-date discs, it would be TrueNorthDiscGolf.com. So if you're interested, check them out and be sure to use the code JustDisc to save 10% off all disc purchases. Now, after visiting the store and comparing several molds and different plastics, what did we discover? Well, our hunch was correct that Innova has changed all of their plastics, but more specifically the Star and Champion types. For example, with Innova's Star plastic, it now feels much more flexible, grippy, and gummy, which is incredible to be quite honest, but it's more on par with how the G-Star plastic used to feel. Similarly, Innova's new Champion plastic also feels a little bit more flexible, grippy, and gummy, but it now feels more like the Star plastic used to feel, but with a little bit more grip. Now, don't get me wrong, the new plastics feel incredible. It feels like the right step in the right direction for Innova for their premium plastics, but honestly, it comes at the cost of stability. Even though we expect Innova and other disc manufacturers to improve their molds, to improve their plastics over time to create a more premium product, our major issue is the lack of communication, the lack of transparency for customers who purchase their discs. So what's the end result? Well, we honestly end up wasting our money on discs that no longer fly the same. We also need to find a new plastic or a different type of plastic to match that flight that we were once used to, or we just have to accept the new flight of the disc and rework that muscle memory, which takes time and takes away from performance. Unfortunately, now with our 2022 T-Bird and the new Star plastic, although it feels premium, we don't know what to do with it. We don't know if we should start getting used to this new plastic. Are they going to change the plastic next year? Do we need to move up to the new Champion plastic? Will it even fly the same? You see how this is a problem? It creates a lot of confusion and we end up wasting our money. So what gives? Why aren't disc golf manufacturers like Innova, as well as other disc golf brands, being more transparent about the changes that they're making to their discs? Perhaps they just hope that no one's going to notice and we're going to just assume that their plastics have always been on par with newcomers like Castoplast and Clash discs? We're not sure, but honestly, this lack of communication, this lack of transparency will only hurt them in the end for those that really rely on specific molds and specific flights. And let's not forget the issue of different colors and how stable it makes a disc. If you didn't know, certain colors make a disc more stable or understable, and it really has to do with the whole cooling process. But there's just a lack of information online, and if disc golf brands want to build a better relationship with us, they should inform us of this so we can build that trust and we can be confident in what we're purchasing. See, what a lot of these disc golf brands are missing from not being more transparent is it's not only just going to avoid consumers being frustrated with their new purchase with the new changes, but it's just a missed opportunity on how they can make more money. Why aren't they letting us know about this new premium feel and how it might fly better? Why aren't they taking advantage to market their new plastics to sell more discs? So in the end, what do you think about all this? And more importantly, do you have any experience yourself with disc golf brands changing their molds or their plastic without being very transparent? Do you think this is something that needs to change? And if so, please make sure that you share with others so that we can help improve this lack of communication with disc golf brands. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed this content, you know exactly what to do, and we'll see you in the next one. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt.